Hey guys, and welcome to my birth story. If this is your first time here, hi, my name is Linda. You can also call me Fiona. I'm a content creator, a Zimbabwean mom of two based in Canada. I create videos on lifestyle, my everyday life, and a little bit of homemaking and beauty. If you find that a little bit interesting, please explore some of the videos I have on my channel. You might want to join us by subscribing. If you're a returning subscriber, hey friend, thank you so much for coming back. You know that I really appreciate you tuning into each and every video. As usual, I have my water with me and I'm filming this video a little bit later. I have my phone with me so that I can look at my notes, and yeah, I'm just gonna try my best and not make this intro too long. I'm super excited to continue with this video, and yeah, thank you so much for watching the first one if you did. So this is like a part 3. This is a part 2. The part 1 was my pregnancy journey. Part 2 is this current video, my birth story, and part 3 is my postpartum journey. And I just decided to share these experiences now. I've always wanted to share them with you guys because, one, for my memories, and secondly, some of you might learn a thing or two from the experiences that I had. So yeah, let's get into it. So I wanted to preface by saying that some of the experiences, if not all experiences that I had in the first video, being naive, I think I was young, some of the things that I was accepting of in that relationship and within the marital family dynamic, the extended family and everything, it was because I was quite naive. I was young at that time. And secondly, I was in an environment that was accepting of things that now that I live in Canada, like, it's just not acceptable. So yeah, just to give you like a little preface, because I do not think anybody might be wondering this, but if there's anyone wondering, like, okay, but then why are you labeling this now as toxic, even though back then like you were living it? Yeah, because environment changes you. Actually, when you move from a certain environment, you will learn a lot of things and realize that panye mangwe maitiro aivumwa in that environment, but now that I'm in a different environment, I'm actually learning a lot, and those things were actually not acceptable and they should not have happened. And that's along the lines of toxicity within relationships, and you know, to some extent certain spiritual practices and beliefs with no evidence or proof or facts. So yeah, just wanted to put that out there. So let's get started. My notes are ready here on my phone. I'm gonna put them down. Let's get into the birth experience. And so the last time we spoke, I had gone shopping downtown. Guys, my streets are just kangana, but no side ranambiani and Kaguli Street, yeah, down there, back there. But Kokuru side kwe flyover the other side. So and I was like heavily pregnant. I was like 9 months pregnant, depending on the baby items. And I did mention in previous video, honestly, we thank God for $50 a year, but it's not enough for what the baby really needed. So a lot of things I had to really tight squeeze budget. One. My diapers after the birth, but we did have like the initial, you know, diapers for the baby. And yeah, let's continue. If you're not sure what's going on, please catch up with the first video on my pregnancy journey. So after shopping all that stuff, I brought everything back home. I didn't really pack my hospital bag, and now that I'm a content creator and I'm looking back, I'm just like, I could have shared that information online. But anyway, it's a journey. We're here now. At the end of the pregnancy, like the 8th month and the 9th month, and my Braxton Hicks. So my Braxton Hicks, if you don't know, those are like, I don't want to say fake, but artificial not the real contractions, but my contractions, like cramping. It's almost like your body is preparing itself for birth. It's such a beautiful experience. It's painful, but you know, you can't bear it. It's just a, you know, it's beautiful. Pregnancy is beautiful. By the way, I'm not saying this all to say that pregnancy is not beautiful. I thought it could have been a better experience, but it in itself, in human form, and like what God can do through a woman's body, like that is such a beautiful experience. So, you know, Berks and Hicks were happening here and there. At that time, remember, oh, I also forgot to mention kuti mwana Komana had a child from a previous marriage. I got away papa I could go go, which is Lamwene. And then for me, Nandirim cottage, 1 bedroom, with Che, the Munangari responsible for Numbuyangu, which is also a son to Lamwene na Teja. So this is now the night before my baby was born. So this was like the 8th of January, and it was a Thursday because baby wangu akazojarwa 9th of January on a Friday. So in this current period, we're already planning for next month's celebration. We thank God. So back to the story, guys. Tashika the night before. So I remember with Mono Murizwe Numbu. I can talk Basa as usual. This is what I in the previous vlog. Good to I didn't talk Basa. Why got out the end wakan? But I don't know what in a page keep on banging about Jesu balance. I say, but anyway, I end up Basa. So I end up Basa. I can do night shifts. So I can start and kumba. I do not remember what my night shifts like I tang angorai at that time. I don't remember, but I shan't have to parring at hospital. My office is all actually papari paya. Not papari exactly, but opposite pari. Because eventually Anigagazo move to, if I remember well, Mwanazo Yagazo move to a new company. But yeah. So in any, I'm all the way to Kubre and I'm not mentioning this to go by map landscape. That did copy. Kubre Narbas. So, like, you know, okay, and I remember there's a text that would and guys, I don't remember the exact conversation, but you can get WhatsApp. Munuvatanga could say, could see as my Braxton said, maybe, but I just could pay because when your laboring starts, my contractions become shorter, like the intervals. So around midnight, I'm actually like, okay, like 5 minutes apart. Guys, I don't remember, but I'm actually like spaced. I had time to breathe, time to just like relax in between them. So, this man stayed on the phone with me throughout the night. I was saying I think I might have fallen asleep. I do not remember falling asleep. Maybe I did for 15 minutes or so, you know, but I do remember just being up throughout the night, on and off my contractions, like the real ones. At that time, I didn't know if this was a real. I knew I was 9 months, but I didn't know at the same time, you know, I just didn't know. I didn't use I had an app, but I did not use the app to time my contractions. And I don't remember whether it was because Apiachenge scenario that setting, or was it because I just didn't think about it. But yeah, I didn't. I was just laboring me, time me up phone and just checking because someone I shandra my medical I see that okay, a little bit of information on like how I'm progressing and everything. I didn't even tell anyone anything because also remember relationship yangiri kuti tata adopted that kakuita zvinhu zvedu tega kind of, you know, plus when my issues anga kustarta arise at the end of the pregnancy. Vamwena wangu vakuti chibhadhara rent panapa, munhu muridzi wenhumbu achiramba kubhadhara rent achiti zvenaiva panapa pabhesi panapa, inoimba yamai vangu nababa vangu saka mundiudze mimi kuti ndibhadhare rent. Guys, haunoita kuzorora so semuroora ugoshaya kuti I tried, my voice was not heard in that matter. So relationship yange itori decline. Little did I know kuti ndisandatombouya kuzogara pamba apa, ndisandatombosangana nemunhu uyu, relationship yavo yange yagara yaitori iri kudecline. I did not know. So macolors anga akutanga kuchibuda, and then ini ndazomuleba kuti ndichitaura kuti ndiri kunzwa nenjudzani ivo vanhu vasiri kuwirirana, vanhu vanofanira kunge vachiwirirana. So zvadaro ndaita stay on the phone the whole night. I remember earlier than 7 o'clock ndakamuka because tatine one bedroom yedu yange ine kalitu kanenge ka kitchen guys kadiki, but mom story nang anything mom ngoronye zvinhu zvatataka store like mabegi, you know, zvatakamuva nazvo zviri unnecessary that we don't use. And then papa ine toilet, but yange iri toilet yegomba, papa story na seat, papa sina anything yegomba ne shower, but mom singabudi mvura iri mushower macho. Because I remember taigeza our main house, toilet sessions our main house. So ndakamwenda our main house ndikadzisa mvura yangu pastove, laboring guys, nditari now my contractions quietly. When I tell you that I kept my peace, guys, I don't even know, because now I'm looking back and I'm like, why was I anyway? It was justifiable at that time, and it drungota some notes to make sure we are on track. So I'm laboring paya, and at some mvura yangu pastove yogeza, because obviously mageza rasingashandi. Mvura yangu yadzia ndibva ndadira mubucket, ndatora mubucket apa izvozvo ndaitira mukitchen machi mamwene. Ndatora bucket rangu apa vanhu vese vakarara varipo pamba, but vanhu vangu vakarara here, but yange iri Friday, so I think vanhu, I don't know why everybody was home really, because I'm thinking kuti vanhu I know vatezva rangu vaenda kubasa because vaibuda early around 6-7, but vamwe vangu vanga varipo nemuzukuru wavo nemwana wavo mukomana nemudzimai wake. Ini ndobva ndadi ndaisa mvura yangu, ndaisa mvura mubhaketi, ndatora bhaketi ndaisa kubathroom, ndaisa because bathroom macho mune shower netub, saka ndakatora bhaketi ndikaisa mushower because it was safer for me to bath chimushower. Ndobva ndatogeza paya, tikatopedza ndichinyatsonzwa zvangu makrempa angu, ndombomira ndogeza, ndombomira ndombosimuka, ndombofema, you know, just taking it easy. But I wasn't panicking, but I knew okay, I need to pack my bag. I think I really need to pack my bag now. Proper zvinyatsochirongedza zvazvakarongedzwa zvazvina kuswa mubag. So zvadaro apa ndapedza kugeza ndobva ndadzokera kucottage, ndabuda main house ndadzokera kucottage nebhaketi rangu, ndakasunga zambia rangu, ndasvika ndazopinda mu one room medu obviously ndakumoisturize, ndabadza radio yangu, ndikuchiri kutextana nemunhu wechipafoni. Macreams anga akuwedzera manje guys, and I don't know how to explain it now because it's been years, but it's just paining. But once it hits you, my contractions, you can't go back. It's like so painful, and you have to sit through it until it's done. Then you get a sense of relief. So I'm communicating with after close my contractions, I after my 3 minutes, by 9 o'clock, by 10, I was done. I'm in labor. You know, I'll say this again, you guys. Now that I look back, I'm like, that was not even a safe thing for me to do, because what if anything had actually happened? Anyway, if I remember correctly, because Mwana wakazozvarwa around just after 12 o'clock, Mascat. So he should have come back home for basa I'd say 11:30 or so, 11:30, around 11, because anenge akazofonera mudzimai weshamwari yake. So vanhu baba wenhumbu vamwe neshamwari yavo, saka akafonera mudzimai wacho kuzi mudzimai wacho anga ine mota. shamwari yacho I believe angatori in a different country, but mudzimai wacho anga ari muHarare. Aigara not kudombosha ndaukangana chishawasha, I don't know, somewhere, but she drove mudzimai wacho because vangu vaine mota, ndo mota ichiya ndakabva ndazoipinzwa imomo. Guys, ndakatongobuda zvangu mucottage mangu, ndakabata bag rangu relabor ndichitongofamba ndichienda kumota. Iyewo munhu yakandibatsirawo hake kutakura bag nekuenda, because obviously ada kuona kuti ndiri right here, what's going on. Vanhu vagoti ko mukuenda kupiko, ndiye mwene wangu ex vangende zvikanzi ko muri kuenda kupi zvikanzi zvini Linda amuleba zvikanzi ko iye nyarara labor akanyarara makutoenda hospital, like vanga vatori mushoko kuti kuchichikuitika because things were moving very fast. Ivo hapana zvautomboziva. Mwana wavo did not even tell them kuti ende munotarisa mukadzi wangu, or rather nansiri ndamukadzi nandichirichi, I don't know, girlfriend nenhombo, ende mutariso musikana wangu ane nhombo mumba mutarira itera anitexta kuti zvona akurwadziwa. Guys, there was no such communication, and zvinongokuratidzai kuti relationship yange yakamira sei between amai nemwana wavo mukomana. Saka ndanambotora breathing break. Saka paipai vanhu vari kutoshamisika. So I was just saying kuti that goes to show you kuti relationship yacho yange yakamira sei na between mother and son. So vanhu vasori mushoka wasitomboza zviri kuitika ini ndapinda mota paya. So I remember ndakarara kumashure kwemota. Uyu munhu muridzi wenhombo uyu nemudzimai weshamwari yake vakagara kumberi, ini ndiri kumashure because I wanted to just lay down on my back at the back of the car. So I remember I lay down, mota ikadrivwa tikasvika kuBelvedere Maternity Hospital. Obviously vakandibatsira kupinda and everything pichana because takatosvika paentrance chaipo zvazvitori zveemergency because my contractions were just getting too close. Not that anything crazy was happening. So tapinda paBelvedere, obviously maforms panada kufilwa, and I couldn't do that, so munhu muridzi wenhombo ndiye akaita. Uyu shamwari mudzimai weshamwari, I think she left because there was no need for her to stay. Taingoda kushandisa mota yake chete. And then ini ndobva ndaiswa labor room. They have like a labor room yanga iri padhuze nepa entryway, so that's where I labored for a little bit, not a long time. Ndangoiswa mom for a little bit because they have to put you in there so that vanokucheka my fingers pinda mukati momo, so that they see how many centimeters are you. And if I remember correctly, guys, I was very close. I probably should have been 8 or 9 because they quickly moved me mu delivery room vakandisiya ndega imomo. And once again, sei ndakasiyiwa mudelivery room ndiri ndega. Guys, zviri normal here izvi? I don't know, maybe that's the course. Murume uyu anga asimo, okay, maybe justified, maybe anga ari kufila mafomu, but I spent way too long in there ndiri ndega. Maybe hazvibvumidzwe, maybe that was the rule kuBelvedere Maternity, handichazivi, but I was ndega laboring these contractions. Uzazvo zvekuyiwira zvezvi, zvekubata musana, kubata musoro, zvekudzika, zvekubata bhedha, zvekufamba, like I didn't know what I needed to be doing. Because we couldn't afford that pregnancy ball. So pain. I was in tremendous pain. I wanted to use the bathroom. And then that's how the midwife anga mboita check-in. Akanditi usaende kutoilet nobudisa mwana. Yeah, no, ndakaenda toilet. Ndikabata pambera. Ndovandagara ndikameka sure kuti mwana habude, ndikashandisa toilet. Obviously nandane diarrhea in that moment, and then it was very little though, TMI, and then I should have said TMI first. And then ndovandazoti ndovandamake sure kuti mwana haadone mutoilet. Guys, please don't do this. Kamal's when mommy wife not to do that, don't do that. I think for me, I'm just temba, but I know how to control my muscles. So yeah, ndapinda, then ndovadzokera kumbeda. Honestly, in about like 40-45 minutes, it was so fast. Midwife akavauya, but our 10 centimeters guy novafonero guy came. Uyu murume uyu ndakazongoona iri kana mu delivery room, adzizoti akabva kupi. finally he was there. And then my midwife, you know, just the staff here over the maternity. Obviously, kundipa my instructions on how to breathe and how to push. Uyu anga angoripo akangotarisa guys munhu murume baba vedu anambobvira akandibata ruoko zvezvesapoti zvezvekuti zvatakuona mazuva ano pamabirth vlog zvekuti unenge uchiuira uchichema wakabatwa ruoko uchikiswa paforehead pachiki uchimotivatwa kunzi baby you can do it. Nothing. Angomira akatarisa. Then honestly, from my memory, pushing was very easy for me. I followed the instructions. Mwana akavato buda very quickly, very fast. Even I didn't realize. I was actually asking myself, what just happened? Like, this was just so quick, you know. Kumba, yes, I had pain, but it wasn't even chema, because even you guys are chema when you're really in serious pain. So pipe never active ndiri mudzimai of the year ndinofadza munhu. It helped me because it at least for me, I believe it sped my labor, thankfully. So yeah, baby girl is born just after 12 o'clock on the 9th of January, guys. I remember I did skin to skin because a girl used to watch Keeping Up with the Kardashians. So they thought you can't win. But depending on how don't better, it's gonna when the children get depending on how don't better watch when they have Miss Apache or pukuta Anita, all that post delivery stuff. But then immediately Gainaka Vatuti I started hearing that one was quite a serious one, like 2nd degree tear. And then over this stage and now I think it was episiotomy could check one the baby akatongo too fast, and I think I don't know how I was breathing or anything, but yeah, caused a tear. Then like a guide and the stitch and the sauna down there, and then yeah, that was fine. So gynae is stitching, we're in the birth room. Smiling ear to ear, as near so that during the picture I did name as Naga would take care of Vodo, Vakabata, but up on Anga Pom Tower guesses. That's a tiny tower, guys. I was looking at the pictures. That's still in a tower. So when you tower don't guess so right to push on school and bobo to watch to bature. Cannot you tower a marriage previous just men and do that to I was just in a state of okay, I just need to really breathe in and breathe out, because you know that can all pull stage off for the first time. You just gave birth for the first time. Like a lot of these things are so foggy in the brain. It's such a traumatic experience to the body, not in a bad way, but it's just, guys, giving birth, we make that act seem so normal, but that's a lot on a human body. And how I coped was just reminding myself, like, I'm gonna be fine, I'm gonna be okay, I should trust these people. And guys, that really helped me. If you are obviously listen to intuition, because my situations I was running doctor no not running I'm gonna you're right, but then you as a mother, you can tell right, needs to spend the night in the hospital, or mononga with temperature, or muchinje medication, or pay doctor. I highly encourage you to still do that. But like the situation I was, it was my first time for everything. I was shocked, guys. When I tell you birth shocked me, and I'll detail more in my postpartum, in my next video on postpartum, as to why I say birth shocked me. Yeah, it's not cute. You meet a boy, mudanga kugarsana, mujita bigana mapoto, mujibigana kind of a kitchen when become a bottom kitchen and Mijita Juge Katma Gumbez and Mazo beds. Guys, ndumuyobata zviita cute vanyatso mazuva ano kaninge nemafoto zana Rihanna takufamba madombo riri panze and everything, all nice and everything. If you have family support, I highly, of course, I recommend that. I really wish I had family support, guys. In no way was my pregnancy prayed for by anyone else other than me and the Nimun 199. I really wish I probably had, I don't know, I'm just that person with the essence of family is so important to me. I really wish I had more prayers and more family surrounding my pregnancy. But anyway, my point is, realize that, okay, was that all worth it? What? Cute until it's not cute. But I'm not here to traumatize anyone for anyone as that. Foundation is so important because you will need so much support during birth, during pregnancy, after birth. Anyway, so my doctor's gynae oxygen, everything. I'm so glad he came on time, because usually some doctors on the phone at all. So I'm glad he was there. I wasn't embarrassed, honestly. It's just, but it's you just have to accept he's gonna look at you down there. Manesa and my midwife, I have no relationship now, I know, but some people want a bowel movement during birth. At least for me, I didn't, but you just gotta accept that partner and that's totally part of the process of starting a family. Yeah, that private thing you had going on will no longer be private. Labor and delivery room, that whole thing you could check on my centimeters. Yeah, no. That's the thing, you shouldn't be discipline. No. And that's that process. But anyway, so yeah, everybody ended up like going away. Like the gynae obviously can and finishes his paperwork. The midwives gave me instructions. Okay, you chat with right now to a pizza and everything, but I don't guess. Bagatora obviously did the whole thing that they do. Zvekuda check mwana just after birth, make sure it's very healthy. I even have a video of her crying. If I can, I'll put the video somewhere here. Yeah, but if I don't, if I'm not able to, then that's totally okay. But she cried, and it's so sweet to hear her sweet little cry. And we knew that I get remember just and then yeah, and Vanessa no gives, I guess, but I don't gives. Until yeah, go labor delivery it posted bed. Guys, you need a supportive partner. And just what baboy munongo repeat. I don't even know. I think I'm gonna repeat because I remember that someone ended up at Giza. So maybe I'm gonna mwana chiona zvikuitwa kune mwana. Indakazi no Giza. I had to walk. Obviously, I think like a numbing cream down there. Vandi Pama's medication, so I couldn't really feel what's happening down there. In case you're wondering, like, how did you get from bed when I will be go toilet? The bed was only to my stairs, so you're going to it's not like you're jumping off. Then I go bathroom mentioning is the showers, so obviously in my toilet to guys. TMI, like, yeah, sensitive, something I'm about to say. The blood, I was gushing. It was that kutonge my waterfalls. Yeah, and it didn't stop. It wasn't concerning because obviously you need to up your fluids, you need to placenta and stuff. Yeah, but I didn't really look at that because I was just exhausted from the birth and in shock. And yeah, we didn't do anything with the placenta. We just left it at the maternity, whatever they decided to do with it. But back to the shower. Guys, I'm like, am I okay? Am I gonna be okay? And I'm witnessing all of this by myself. That's the thing. Like, I don't have a partner with me. I don't want to battle geza, or I don't want to geza. Guys. So anyway, and the geza baya, and then I nabuda. I remember nakagaraba dakariswa pambeda. Bagantu like they wheeled in a bed to me. No. Door I adjusted to a different door, delivery room connected to a different door. So we are in another room. It's kind of like a waiting room. Usatwa this your official like ward. I don't think I ward or maternity room. Calling so no garana baby wako. So no man got so guys. Could I? My shit is a good day. Niropa. Shikunzi. It's okay, Nema midwife. Notaura, mwanangu. Haunyarara, notaura kana wamesa notaura. Ndize, tinokuklina. Pakundi tisumka. Vanda simka ni vanda amira. Oh, my shits. Wakuvisa my shits. Wakuvisa wachikanda pasi vachisa the dirty, basket. Vachivisa wachitora manyoni. Vachiwaridza wachidza. I was just like, what? First of all, I'm shocked that these people are being nice to me. These women. Second of all, I'm like, this can happen to me. The fact that as women that we can actually have birth complications. I should tell you as much. Postpartum complications. There's not much. We're not getting that education like in an accessible way. Like, it's not readily available. It's just pregnancy is cute. Yo, guys. It just traumatized me. I think that's why I speak of it like this. I'm not trying to be dramatic, but ndaka vunduka. Vavisa vandagara. And then by the time actually I was gonna share with another person. So my space because sometimes when then it's my turn and stuff like that. And your mom would have gone home and then I'll be occupying that bed space. By the time I remember I stayed in there for a while, and we munanga apo baba yomwana, tatangu tarongo experience. Oh, was wanna say how someone things like that. Mwana tata nae, but I'm sure angakabata mwana. That part is a bit foggy now for me to remember. But just to say this in case I forget, like in the next video, that whole bleeding thing continued in my own space, and they had to come for like a full day or in there, but she changed my sheets and everything. But I wasn't now like scared to tell them because I knew like it's totally normal. But wow, that's where I'll end the birth story. Then we'll continue to the postpartum once I get into my recovery room until we go home and how it transpired. Yay! Yeah, giving birth. For me, I will say one thing. I'm very thankful and grateful to God that my labor yagatangira kumba, and I didn't even feel like it was labor. Honestly, guys, it really felt like Braxton Hicks until my intervals panga tamaniki. That's when I started to feel like, okay, I don't know if I can bear this pain. But I'm so thankful that hospital nambugar. I think that Zungogari 1 hour 45 minutes before actually delivering. And for a first timer, the experience was an easy pregnancy. But unfortunately, I was just surrounded by the wrong people. I chose the wrong family, the wrong partner to have a child with, and it just trickled into all of this. And just to add one more thing, I think the reason why also, and I had really big expectations because there's a network I used to watch on TV, right, in a family. But I highlighted this a little bit in my other video. I came up from a well-off family. Like, my mom had her things together, guys. Like, she was living a full life in that small town, Ukadoma. anatete vangu, anabankuru vangu. No, I don't take credit for their success, but those people are successful, very successful. Like, I went to the best school. I told you, I had my own car. I went on vacations, guys. I went on vacations. I went to different countries. I had a passport. I could go to celebrate with my friends. I would go for sleepovers. I had a phone. I had just access to a computer. I had access to the internet, everything. By this way, I had DSTV full bouquet. I had access to everything. I had access to things that my aunts and uncles had worked extremely hard for, and honestly, for Munu anga anyerera at that time, I had more than I could ever ask and need. And those are some of the things Randaguns we see now that I am older and more wiser due to the experiences I've had. So it's not to kudaku dzikisira experience or kuti I expected too much kana and apana ambonivhunza kana ambotaura izvozvo, but kutongoedza kutoti I knew where I was coming from. I knew the lifestyle I was living. Even when my family disagreed for me to be with this person, they even spoke with Linda, it was very guys. She doesn't look like this. This is not her body type. She's not happy. This is not what she looks like. She's not like this. We have taken care of this child, and she has looked way better than what we are seeing right now. You know, and they did the best that they could. And then I remember we had like an hour and a half or 2 hour to 2.5 hour meeting. Then the day but that's the crazy part. When I did it, they said everything. I was in our culture. But they had so many examples, so many things they said, so much to just try and bring me back home and protect me and remind me, like, girl, it might not be the best for you, but and I definitely suffered the consequences. But back to the pregnancy story, back to the birth vlog. Yeah, that's how things transpired, you guys. But yeah, guys, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate you all so much. Yeah, I do appreciate the good parts of my birth story and the not so great parts. It's a learning process, it's a learning curve, it's a learning journey, but you know what, it is still a positive birth story. But yeah, it really showed how much strength I carry, how much strength I hold, because wow, it's one of those things where you just don't know how it's gonna go, what to expect. It definitely helped with like expenses and like hospital bills, because I ended in the C-section. I don't know if we would have been able to afford paying off that bill. It would have taken us a long time. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know if you'll be tuning into part 3, which is my postpartum journey. Yo, you're not ready for that one. But yeah, maybe you can learn something from this video, or just like be entertained, or you know, one of those things. But I will make sure to see you in part 3. I'm looking forward to it very soon. But thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you stay tuned into the next one, and yeah, I will definitely see you in the next one. For now, this one's done, and I'll see you in the next one. Thanks guys, bye.